This is the journey to one Africa. Hey guys, I really promise you, man, I promise you guys that I don't want to come here to talk about things that are hurting Africa. I really don't want to do this, guys. I don't know how do you take me. I don't know what do you think about me, but I don't want to do that. I want to come here to talk about progress. I want to come here to talk about change in the continent and how we're surviving and how are we striving and how are we thriving and you know how the employments, jobs, and how the leadership is doing well in Africa. That's what I want to come to talk about. I want to talk about progress. I want to. But to be honest, you have one progress and you have 10 different setbacks. What are you going to talk about? Are you going to celebrate that one progress, or are you going to talk about 10 setbacks to figure out the way, how can we move forward? How can we change this and come back to our excellent level and actually do something better? And that's why I have to come here, man, to do these reactions, to talk about this thing, because these are kind of things that you cannot ignore, man, for the sake of our continent, for the sake of our countries and our people, man. And that's why I'm sitting here. This today is like 4th time I'm sitting here doing this. I'm even losing my voice because it's just a lot. And things are just happening all the time, like this, all the time, man. And we don't learn. We never learn. All right, guys, I'm just going to read this news that I found. And this, man, this is coming from a solid source. This is coming from the official website of Somali government. And I'm going to read it, man. Like one day you talk about good thing, another day you talk about bad thing. It's the pattern of Africa. Like today you talk good thing about this country, tomorrow you're going to talk about it. People keep surprising us every time. All right, let me read this. Somalia and US sign MOU for construction of military bases to boost Somali National Army's capability. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I know there are people who will see this news as a positive news, but everything about this news is negative. When you look Somalia, Horn of Africa, and when you look USA, it's not a good partnership. And this is MOU to boost Somali National Army, to build actual military bases. Okay, let me read for you. Okay, let me read for you, man, this news. Okay, Mogadishu, 15 of February 2024, just a couple days ago, in a sermon presided over by President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, the United States and Somalia have signed MOU for the construction of 5 military bases for Somali National Army. Danab Brigade. The bases will be built in location across the federal member states, namely Baidoa, Thuzamareb, Johar, Kismayo, and Mogadishu. The president hailed the support as a significant contribution to the government's efforts to build an effective national army capable of taking over security responsibilities and countering the threat of international terrorism in the country. International terrorism in the country. Do you understand that, guys? Is international terrorism, not a national terrorism, but international terrorism. You know, what does that mean? All right. The president also underscored the critical Somalia-US cooperation in the development of the security sector, adding that US investment in the SNA have borne fruits, nurturing a formidable strike force that spearheads Somali security forces offenses against Al-Shabaab. Assistant Secretary of the State of African Affairs, Molly Fee, was also present to witness the signing of the MOU. Okay, let me say this, guys. All right. You might be wondering, like, okay, what is the bad thing about this? Let me tell you this, man. We see the MOU have been signed, but we don't know the details of this MOU. We don't know what Somalia had to give for them to get these 5 military bases in their country. We don't know what kind of deal are they cutting. This is MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. That means there's a very small details that we have no idea. We only see the outward that the MOU have been signed, but we don't know what is behind the scene. We have been making noise for a long time for all the foreign military bases that are in Africa. In Djibouti, more than 8 different countries they're there: German, British, UK, United States, Japan, or China, France, and someone else, even Turkey, I believe, in just a single country. And we have been talking about all Kenya, 3 of them, 2 USA and 1 British. You go to Ghana, you have, USA. You go to different countries, you see everywhere. You go to the western part of Africa, you see everywhere. And you're asking yourself, is Africa a battleground? How are we going to survive when everywhere we turn to is a military, everywhere we turn to is guns, everywhere we turn people are dying? Let me ask you this question. Why do you think we constantly have terrorist attack in Africa, and these guys that have heavy weapon attacking us? Because you have foreign military bases, and those guys, they have heavy weapons. Where do they get this weapon? Because even our government, sometimes they don't have those weapons. So those are foreign military bases. But when you see Somalia and USA partnering, and they're helping them out to build 5 military bases, these are SNA. These are Somali military bases that are being supported by United States. What do you think United States have at the stake? So let me ask this, to Somali government. What did you guys have to give to USA for you to get that military bases? What do you guys have to give? What is the understanding of this? Because I know USA, they're not just going to build 5 military bases for nothing. No, nobody in this world that is just going to do something for nothing. Even Chinese, what they do to Africa, they do it with their own benefit. They're not losing anything. They're investing and they're getting a lot in return, more than what we get. You must understand that that is the partnership, that's the collaboration that they do, and they always seems to be far away from us, 10 miles away from us, and we're down here. What did you guys have to sacrifice? What are they getting out of this deal? These are details that Africans we have to ask. These are details that the African Union has to ask. I know Somalia is a sovereign country. They can make decision whatever they want, but if it is the decision that is going to threaten the security of the continent, we must hold them accountable. But African Union, they cannot do anything. You know why? Because it does not have power. And don't get me wrong, Somali people, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have military bases. But what I'm saying is, who is behind that? Because the same people that are going to build military bases in your country are the same people that have been responsible in so many countries in Africa. The same people that killed Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, and Libya is where it is today. The same people. So I do not expect that they're going to build 5 military bases for you guys. They're going to train your soldier and just leave you guys as that. No, if you guys are more powerful than them, it's a threat to them. They cannot help you while they know that one day you might turn against them. They must have something at the stake that is much way better than what we see outside. What did you guys give? That's the question that I have. And I think as a people, we must be asking. We cannot just be celebrating deal like this happening to our countries, because this is the neo-colonialism. If we cannot build our own military for ourselves, let me tell you this, man, if they help you to build and to train your own military, and one day anything goes wrong between you and their country, what are you going to do? And they're your teacher. What are you going to do? And they're the one who provided everything. They built the place for you, facilities for you. What are you going to do? Are you going to stand against them? You don't have that guts. Let me tell you this. All the sanctions that Russia got for, because of this war of Ukraine and Russia, see this. Russia's economy went up more than European economy. Why is that? Because those guys, they established themselves. They are independent. They have been sanctioned in all spheres of life, yet the economy is blooming. And not only that, recently, just the president of Russia, Putin, he announced that they're about to come to a conclusion. They're about to have a breakthrough with the cancer vaccine. And that is the country that has more sanction right now than any other country in the world. and see where they are. See, the economy is still booming. You know why? Because they're independent. They take care of themselves. But today, us, with everything that we go through, we still invite these guys to help and to support us. When Africa is going to wake up? When are we going to wake up, guys? Why you keep making this reckless decision that our kids, they're going to reap the consequences of what you do today? Why do we want, you say, okay, the sermon say the threat of international terrorism. So let me tell you this. Why I emphasize international terrorism? Because of this. It's not national terrorism. Okay, Al-Shabaab, they're there in Somalia. They are from there. So when you talk about international terrorism, that means it's not Somalia. It means there's a threat from other countries. What are other countries? You all know. You all know what Somalia is, the tension is between Somalia and other countries. You know, I don't have to mention it. But when you say international terrorism, that means other countries, maybe neighboring countries. We don't trust them. We don't trust other countries out there. And because of that threat, we have to strengthen ourselves. Don't get me wrong. It's important to strengthen our army and military bases in Africa, but it has to be in our own terms and condition. And we must be the one doing it, not otherwise. Not otherwise. African Union was built by Chinese. I cannot trust it. We must build by ourselves. And kudos to John Pombe Magufuli, the ex-president of Tanzania. He was building things by himself. The White House right now, the State House of Tanzania, it was built by soldiers of Tanzania, not by anybody else, by the money of the people, the local people, not by anybody else. So even you have your State House is built by them. What do you expect? What is in there? You know, the reason why he had to move the capital city to somewhere else, to move the State House from the Dar es Salaam to Dodoma, because it not trust what is in there. If it not built it, how can you trust? If somebody else built your house, how can you be sure 100% that you're gonna be safe? Man, I don't understand, man. I don't understand this decision. This is not just to Somalia, to so many countries across the continent. We think this is something that is going to put us on the map. And we celebrate and we smile that, okay, they're going to build 5 million. Man, build your own country. Build your own continent. We must build our own continent. Whoever feeds you, controls you. Sankara said. Nyerere said that the most poverty, dangerous poverty of all time is the mind poverty. And that seems to be the case in Africa's context. Man, I like development. And I want to see Africa grows and prosper. But not like this, man. We can't. Not like this, guys. Come on, guys. Give us a break. Leaders, give us a break. Not like this, man. This MOU is already gone. And we don't even know what Somalia is giving. You see, this is what we see all the time. They show you what they've received, but they don't show you what you give. You just find out a lot of militaries in your country. You cannot do a thing. International threats. International terrorism? No, you have national terrorism in your country. Deal with that first before you even go to international, because that national terrorism is still the case to other countries surrounding your country. Guys, come on, man. Even Somali people, man, this is not just something to celebrate, really. This is not a progress. I don't know the opposite of progress. What is that? The opposite of progress? Is it real progress? I don't know. Well, I don't know, man. But this is not progress. And it's another hard day talking about that, and we cannot even spend our time and our effort to unite our people. Without unity, there'll be no future for Africa. And every single politician in Africa must understand that with everything they got. Must look at what happened to Muammar Gaddafi, to Thomas Sankara, and so many leaders that were assassinated, Patrice Lumumba, and look at themselves today that you're no different from them. You must step up, wake up, and you must work for the generation of Africa and for the next generation. I'm telling you, you must do that. The time is now to stand by ourselves for ourselves. And let's not make mistakes, guys. Let's not move backward. We are being colonized again. If the most sacred place, the most sacred department in your country, man, is security defense, and if the enemy is part of your security defense, then you're doomed. It's over. It is over, guys. And it's really over. I'm gone. guys, as you're watching this video, our vision is to reach 500,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button, join membership to support our channel, join Patreon and PayPal. All the links are in the description. Do that to stand with us for this beautiful cause of One Africa right now. We do not forget to sign up for the petition. The link is down below. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.